This is the first video in this video series about the Mediterranean diet. In this video, we're going to talk about the basics of the Mediterranean diet. In the second video, we'll cover which foods are included in the diet. And then finally, I will show you how to cook a healthy meal that is filled with foods from the Mediterranean way of eating. So let's get started. In this video, I'm going to talk about what the Mediterranean diet is, what foods the diet consists of, why it's beneficial to your health, and some basic do's and don'ts. So first and foremost, what is the Mediterranean diet? It all started in the 1960s when the observation was made that in the Mediterranean countries, like Greece and Italy, there was a lower prevalence of heart disease and fewer deaths compared to people in the United States and Europe. So then came about the idea of this Mediterranean diet, which is just a generic term based on the eating habits of people that live in countries around the Mediterranean Sea. It's not really a diet, it's more of just a lifestyle or a way of eating. It then became more popular in the US after the 1960s and is now recommended by the Dietary Guidelines for Americans to promote health and prevent various chronic diseases. It's also endorsed by the World Health Organization as a healthy and sustainable way of eating. So what foods make up the Mediterranean diet? In this lifestyle, there are certain foods that you want to consume every day, and then certain foods you want to consume less often. They use this traditional food pyramid to show you which foods you should eat and how often. So starting at the bottom of the food pyramid, these are the foods you want to consume every single day, and then as you move up, those are the foods that you want to consume less often. The overall concept is to focus primarily on real fruits and vegetables and complement these with grains, meat, and dairy. You also want to limit your consumption of sugars, salt, saturated fats or the bad fat, and highly processed foods. Foods you should eat every day include vegetables, fruits, whole grains, and healthy fats like olive oil. Foods you should consume about 2 times a week include fish, poultry, beans, and eggs. Foods you should eat about once a week include dairy products like milk and cheese. And finally, foods you should eat in moderation include meats, wine, and sweets. Keep in mind that we're going to be going more in depth into the different food groups in the next video. As I stated earlier, the Mediterranean diet isn't just a diet, it's more of a way of life, so there are other important components we need to talk about. In the Mediterranean lifestyle, you want to use herbs and spices to add flavor to your food instead of adding salt. You want to enjoy wine in low or moderate amounts with meals. You want to eat fruit as dessert instead of eating foods that are processed with added sugar. You want to enjoy your meals with family and friends, and probably the most important is you want to be physically active every day and to move your body. So why would someone want to follow the Mediterranean diet? Well, the American Heart Association recommends the Mediterranean diet to prevent heart disease and stroke. It does this by decreasing obesity, diabetes, high cholesterol, and high blood pressure, all of which are common risk factors for getting heart disease. The American Academy of Family Physicians stated that in a 2010 meta-analysis study, or big study that summarizes all of the results found in smaller studies, found that people following the Mediterranean diet had a 10% reduction in stroke and heart attack and an 8% reduction in cardiovascular death. The Mayo Clinic recommends the Mediterranean diet to slow cognitive decline in older adults. This reduces the risk of progressing to disease states with serious memory impairments, like Alzheimer's disease. It's not completely understood why this is the case, but one theory is that this diet helps prevent brain tissue loss, like that associated with Alzheimer's disease. In another meta-analysis study done in 2016, it was found that after 1 year in patients that were obese and type 2 diabetic, after following the Mediterranean diet, they lost an average of 9 to 22 pounds, which was much more weight loss than those following a low-fat or a low-carb diet. So in conclusion, the Mediterranean diet can help prevent heart disease, risk of stroke, memory impairment, and Alzheimer's disease, and can help obese patients lose more weight. Finally, we're going to finish with some overall do's and don'ts of the Mediterranean lifestyle so it's a little less overwhelming. Some do's include: focus on the overall quality of your food, such as foods that are high in nutrients and aren't processed. Share your meals with people that you love and enjoy meals in the company of others. And remember that being physically active is an important component to living a healthy lifestyle. Some don'ts include: do not eat foods that would offer little nutritional value. This would be your processed foods that are high in simple sugars. Remember not to drink excess red wine. And finally, don't stress too much about following the diet. Eating should be enjoyable and something you look forward to. Now join me in video number 2 to help go through each of the foods that are following the Mediterranean diet.